Hi everyone, my name is Pastor Rhonda and this is Kendrick, and we are here tonight with Pastor Fred and his wife Phyllis of New Image Ministries, and we're in for a great conversation. Coffee and conversation starts now. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to start off and we're going to be talking about leaving a legacy of health. And we're going to be coming from the scripture of 3 John 1 and 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. And this evening we're talking about a book that was written by Pastor Fred, and his Dialysis is Not Your Life. And you can find this book on Amazon.com, and we're going to go in and we're going to kind of dig in a little bit, and he's going to tell us more about this. And one of the things that I want to quote before we start anything is one of the little quotes that he had in his book, and it's in the segment of Getting Up, and it says, what was I going to do with my opportunity to live? And that's a question that I want all of us to be thinking about as we go through this segment. What are we going to do with our opportunity to live? God has graced us to still be alive. And so what are we going to do with our opportunity to live? Okay.
What inspired you to write Dialysis is Not Your Life?
Well, with me being on dialysis for the 3 years, dialysis is hard. It's hard. It affects every area of your life. It is in dialysis. It's not just on the patient, but it's on the spouse. She had to deal with some of the pains and the different things of how your life changes. My son, how close we are, and we throwing ball, practicing football, all these different things, and then when they tell you you can't do this, and 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 so the mindset is that you feel that your life is over, and you're on dialysis, and for me, because having so many people in my family that was on dialysis, well, I had polycystic kidney disease. And so with that, with my grandmother, aunts, cousins, sisters, and so I had all of those, they died. And so when it came to me, I thought I was going to die. I thought my life was over. I'm like, God, I'm too young. And so the whole mindset was, and then I went to a place of upset with God because I'm a pastor, I'm preaching, and the healing services and people being healed, and God bringing folk out. And then, but what about me? And my situation got worse and worse. And so living in that and feeling that my life was over, when it came to a point where I understood that dialysis was a second chance at life. Dialysis was a place for me to say, okay, now your life is not over. This is something that if it wasn't for dialysis, I would be dead. And so the mindset for me is I got to live. That was my why. And so what I did was I had to figure out how to get my life back. I had to figure out how to get my energy back, how to get, how to get my sex life back, and how to get with my son, and all these different things in life, because you lose your muscle mass, and your whole life is, your marriage, so it's like you can't date, and all these different things. How do I get it back? And so I began praying, and on my own I said, I cannot go down. So I started exercising because that's what I knew. And in my exercising, I found out what to do by trial and error. Because I tried to exercise like like before I went on dialysis, and I ended up getting 2 hernias. But then I found out what not to do, which showed me what to do while I was in the gym. And so even in that, I had to modify in marriage. So date night, because I had to hook up about 9 o'clock at night, date night had to happen at 5. And so all these different things that you're looking at, saying, okay, I don't have to feel this way. I can get my energy back. I can live. So we started going on vacation, because there's things that you can do. We start going on cruises. And so this is what I was doing. And so when I'm coming back to the facility, however, nobody was living. Nobody else was living. And
so what you're saying is that you don't have to stop your life, but you just have to modify it.
You got to modify your life. And so, like, I know I went around the whole world to get to the question, but that's the reason why I wrote it. Because dialysis, we shouldn't be in a place where you just existing. You got to live. You got to live, because if you don't, I'm going to put it this way, you can lose your health. You lose your life. A lot of people, when they get married, their spouses, they go into divorce, because this is not what they signed up for.
Yeah.
A lot of them say. And so for me, writing this book is to save lives. Writing this book is to let you know you do have a second chance. Writing this book, letting them know, hey, you can get your energy back. You can get your drive back. You don't have to let go of your dreams and your hopes and your desires, your aspirations. You can go for it, and you can get it while you are on dialysis.
Wow.
And so with this, it's about your choice. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to live, or are you just going to just exist and allow everything to be taken away from you because because you're on dialysis? But I had to write it to tell you can redefine. That's why you can redefine your life.
Yeah.
The power to redefine your life while you are on dialysis. It's not over. It's not over.
Yeah. And I can even witness to the part of saying family members who had life prior to dialysis.
Yes.
Was much different to life after dialysis.
Yes.
It's almost like life completely stopped.
Yes.
What they love to do is completely stop, and they just stopped that. So, Phyllis, I'm going to ask you, how did you cope with the dialysis, being on dialysis? With Fred being on dialysis.
How did I cope? Just learning the ins and outs. I went with him. I was his caregiver. So I had to go to the classes and learn all the, everything that needed to be done. So when he was dialyzing at night, I had to learn that in the class with him. Mm-hmm. So it was an adjustment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just remember, and I told him, and he would always say this too, whenever he went to the dialysis clinic, because he had to go once a month, mm-hmm. he never looked like what he was going through. Right. And everybody would say, well, why are you here? Just things like that. But
who are you here to pick up?
Yeah, who are you here to pick up? Yeah. But it was an adjustment.
Okay.
It was an adjustment.
I know I read in the book, and you said that you didn't want to be seen as a person who was sick.
Right.
You didn't want that stigma.
Right. And that was the whole mindset once I understood. And so getting my life, I'm going to say it this way, because people change from how they dress. They stop taking an interest in how they look. They stop taking an interest in life itself. I'm not going to go anywhere, so they go into a cycle of dialysis, to where they do their dialysis on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that rest day you just sit there and they do nothing. And if they're on the peritoneal, they feel that you every 2 hours, every 4 hours you change, you're doing something, so you feel like, okay, I can't do nothing, I just got to sit here. But that mindset for me is, I'm going after everything. I may not be able to do, like me and my son, football practice, and so I couldn't throw the ball, but I could throw 15 yards. So, you looking at versus saying I'm not going to do anything. So you're looking at we playing basketball, so I couldn't do full contact. Okay, but we can still play. So these different things in the mindset, and I have to give, I don't know, shout out or whatever you say, to my wife and my son, because modifying life, they had to be willing.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was something, because it's you used to going out 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and you can come in when you want to. But being in a place to say, okay, I'm willing to modify with you. So we can go in at 5 and come home at 10 or come home at 9 or whatever. So it took that to me. That's why I'm so grateful, because and I was telling her that today, because she could have said no, or she could have got aggravated. But the thing what we had to understand, even in that, there were ways that I had to learn to modify, even in my running, to be able to do things at night. And so all these different things, when you begin to look at it, in the beginning I hooked up at 9, but then I had to understand you can change your run time. So if we stay up all night, so I'll hook up at 12 at night, but I just run a little longer in the morning. So these different things that we had to do to modify, to live our lives, going on vacation. And she was good with me. It was good. So we went to the beach. And so coming to a place, I'm going to say this because I had the little thing on my stomach and all of that. And so, but through exercising, I don't have a 6-pack, but my gun ain't running over, if that makes sense. So, I mean, it's the point of, even in the arms or whatever. So that point of being self-conscious about how you look and your appearance. When you look at, okay, I can go to the gym. No, I can't bench press 200 pounds, but I can use these 15 pounds and work this out. I can use these bands and I can work and I can get a good workout. And at the same time, it allows your dialysis to run better in your body, but people don't even understand or know. So in this book, it's like, listen, dialysis is not your life. You really have life to live.
Yeah.
You really do.
And on page 57, it was something that I liked. It was the secret of change is to focus all of your energy on fighting, not fighting the old, but on building the new.
Yes.
So don't waste your energy on fighting the old stuff, but building the new stuff.
Building the new, yes.
Yeah.
And I know I kind of touched that a little bit, because once you go on dialysis, there's a new normal. And the depression comes because you're fighting, trying to hold on to how everything once was. So you're trying to hold on to this old life to where you want to do this, you want to do this, and you want to do this in your mind. I can't do this. I can't go here. I'm getting weaker and all these. I'm tired early. All these different things. And so it brings that mindset of depression that can easily come in. The place to where you're just sitting and you're just existing, because your whole thing is, I remember when.
Yeah.
And so we got to learn to let go of that and learn the new normal so that you can live.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing of letting that old thing go. Like I said, things that I couldn't do, okay, let's modify, because I'm not going to sit here and do nothing.
Yeah.
That's not even a question, because I got to live. I got to live, and it's not just, again, for me, but I got to live for my son. I got to live for my wife. I got to live for my daddy. I got to live for my brothers and sisters. I got to live for the church. I got to live for my cousins. My whole mindset is, hey, I got to live.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I want to look like it.
Yeah. And this thing where you were saying at the beginning, where your family members, it was like hereditary, and so
Yes.
you saw family members who had the same disease, but they passed away, they
Yes.
died. And so what you're trying to do is just change that whole thing.
Yes.
To you may have a sickness, but you're gonna live.
Right.
You're gonna live.
Right.
You're gonna live a life, and then not only are you gonna live, but you're gonna build up a healthy way of living.
Yes.
A healthy way of living.
A healthy way of living. Going to, like you said, leaving a legacy of health. Because when you understand the generational curse of sickness, I kind of want to, can I flip a little bit on this?
Go ahead.
Because when you're looking at health, and I know we're talking about body sickness, but life is 5 areas. It's spiritual, it's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, and it's financial. So when you're looking at, he said, I beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. He wants you to prosper in every area of your life.
Right.
And so when you're talking about healing, so your body you might not be going through dialysis, but if you got high blood pressure, or if you got some type of syndrome, or if you're looking at your walk with Christ can be sick. I'm right here. I'm sorry. Your physical, it can be sick, because when you're dealing with the physical, that's everything that touches your life. As of your relationships, that is your health, that's your job, that's your hobbies and the things that you do. And so all these different things, can be toxic and cause your physical state to be in a place, I'm gonna say it like this, like T.D. Jakes said, of disease.
Yeah.
And so you're in a place to where your life is diseased in these different areas. And when you're mental, and I heard Pastor Trey say when in one a few weeks ago, he was talking about the legacy, and many people don't know because they don't know their identity.
Yeah.
And so when you're looking at mental health, if your mental is not where it needs to be, you can lose your identity and not know who you are. The mental takes away, you don't even know who you are, you don't know what you did, you don't know the people around you, because you're mental. And we gotta be in a place to where every area of our lives, this is what I said earlier, every area of our lives, we have to leave a legacy of health, to where even in our finances, a lot of times we don't teach this, but the thing is, when they ask you, so what do you do for a living? So in other words, what do you do that pays you to live your life? Yeah. So everything in life, we got to look at it and say, okay, what's in my life that's toxic? What's in my life that's sick? What's in my life that's not lined up to a place to where it's prospering and being in health?
Right.
Because the thing is, I think, a lot of times we're looking at, healing. And healing is the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. So if we're leaving a legacy of healing, I think that's what we've been in the past, because we live a life of band-aids, if that makes sense. One word is to palliate. To make a disease or symptoms less severe or unpleasant without removing the cause. So when you're looking at that, that's when you're looking at the healing part is reactive. So when something happens, now I need to be healed. But we got to change that to where we learn to live a life of healthiness, a life of wholeness, a life of being health, and that's being proactive.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's not saying, and I think sometimes we look at it and say the old remedies. I'll just take a little of vinegar and get my blood pressure down. But that whole mindset is, why not lose the weight? Why not start exercising?
Right.
Why not? So we did the diabetes, I'll take the shot and just keep on eating. No, watch your weight. Learn how to eat. Learn. So we gotta come to a place to say, okay, it's not about band-aiding my life, because I understand death was in that.
Yeah.
Death was in that. So just band-aiding, doing the same thing that they did, I have an opportunity to end up in the grave if I don't learn to leave a legacy of health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and all of that is just changing your mindset.
Change
your mindset and doing things a little different than what you did before. And the thing is, and you wish that the people before us could have gotten this.
Right.
But we're here for a reason.
Yes.
There's more. We were saying
Yes.
this all yesterday. There's more to our life.
Yes. There's
more for us to do.
There's more.
There's more for us to do. And the cycle had to stop somewhere.
Right. Amen. Because the thing is, what I look at is, it's hereditary. So my son has been checked and there's nothing on his kidneys, praise God. But the thing is, it's okay, son, look at my life. Look at the things I had to deal with. So what I need you to do is eat better. Because the thing is, in this, I'm going to say this. In writing this book, I went back to school and I got my dialysis technician certification so that I would understand the other side of the chair. Because I've been sitting here for 3 years. But let me understand the other side of the table, because there's so much that they know and they tell us, but we choose not to do. And so, and on top of that as well, I went and I got my personal training certification. So to learn how to train other people so that you can get better. You can lose this weight so that you can be qualified to get a kidney. You can understand how nutrition and understand how to eat better. To understand what's going on in your body when you put it in, because the truth is, we're still talking about legacy. I'm 50, and I don't know what the camera is, but I'm good. I don't look 50. It's right here. I'm good. I don't look 50 because I don't look 50. I ain't got no hair, nothing like that, but I'm a very handsome, good-looking man. So I'm grateful to God for that. That's my testimony. But what we understand is what I put in my body and the things that I do that are not right in my 50s, that's what I'm going to be counteracting in my 60s.
Ooh, yeah.
And so it's the same thing when you're in your 20s. What you put in your body, that's what you're going to be fighting in your 30s and as you continue. So think about if you're putting trash in your body and you never change.
Wow.
Think about if you're not doing no exercise, if you're not thinking about your health and it never changes. Especially when you understand the bloodline and the things that your family deal with, whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, being overweight. Now let me say this, all those things I just said are reasons why people have kidney disease and they're on dialysis. It's how we eat, it's how we watch our bodies, our body weight, blood pressure, things that we're doing. And I'm gonna put it this way, it's over 30 million people in America, 30 million people in America right now that has kidney disease. And out of the kidney disease, it's 15% out of that 30 million has chronic kidney disease that's dealing with dialysis or some type of renal failure. And so that, and even on top of that is our color that's suffering. Now that's the sad thing. And so my job with dialysis is not your life. It's not just tell my color. Now I'm after my color, but everybody else, listen, don't get to dialysis. Don't let it get there. If you're able to do something about, that's what this book is about, to help those who are on dialysis to live, and also to prevent those with kidney disease from going to dialysis. Right. Because again, it's not, don't sign up for it. Don't sign up for it. Don't sign up for it. It's about resetting, like what you said, just the power to change your life.
Yeah, it's resetting. Let's get to that. Resetting, and that, it's kind of like you brand that.
Yes.
Reset. So let's talk about resetting and how have you reset your life, because it goes far more than just your health, but it's your ministry and all of that. All of that has been reset. Your marriage and your family is reset. So let's talk about the reset.
The reset is it means, I'm sorry, thank you. The reset, it means to set again. It means to do it differently. Because I'm gonna throw my hands up first. I'm the first one to say that I've made a lot of mistakes and I've failed and at a lot of things, but I didn't quit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I didn't quit. I learned from where I failed, and I said, okay, we can do it differently. Let's work on this. Problems in marriage, let's do it differently. Problems in health, let's do it differently. In every area with our money, I think we was talking before, is being raised, and nothing against my parents or my father, whatever, because he only taught me what he knew. But if I only remain by and never tried to learn more,
right?
Then I would be still in a place of poverty.
Yeah.
So that reset mind it's not belittling those who came before us. I'm grateful for what you taught me, but let me take it to the next.
Right.
Because what reset really means is, I love this, it is the power to change your mind.
Yeah.
That part is so awesome to me, because whatever it is, I want to stand up. Whatever it is that's in my life that I don't like, or that is not working, I got the power to change it.
Yeah.
And reset is, there's no expiration date or when you do it. There's no, okay, I'm too old. You got people that's 80 years old getting degrees because they're resetting their lives.
Right.
So that mindset is, if you look at your life and if there's anything in those 5 areas of your life, Father, help me today. If there's anything in those 5 areas of your life that is not lined up with the word of God, that he said, listen, I came that you might have life and have life more abundantly. I believe, my God, I believe that all 5 areas of my life, I'm supposed to be in overflow, because that's the promise that God has given me. So if I'm living underneath the privilege, underneath the word that God has given me, I have the right and the power to reset my life and to change my mind and say, no, I don't like this. I don't have to live like this another day.
That's true.
Oh, God, I thank you. I'm sorry. I feel God today. God, I thank you, because understand this whole thing is my testimony, because I've been to nothing.
Jesus.
Been to a place where we lost everything. Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
Lost my house, lost my cars, lost my job. We lost money. I'm sitting in the food line. The food stamp office, and they denied me, and I don't have anything. I couldn't even feed my son. He had holes in his shoes, my God, and I couldn't do anything.
Jesus.
Lost a house. Marriage in trouble. So what am I supposed to do?
Yes, Lord.
So that mindset is, Christ didn't die for me to remain here.
Right.
Lord Jesus.
Right.
So
Jesus.
with me being here on today, that's why I'm so excited, because in every area of my life, God has brought me from nothing to a place of overflow.
Yes, Lord.
And all I can do is tell God, thank you. And so what I had to do is pin this in Dialysis Is Not Your Life, because you do have the power. I don't care. You can be down to nothing, because I've been there. I lost my health.
Jesus.
I lost it. But everything that I lost, God gave back that and more.
Jesus.
He gave that back and more. And that's the power, my God, to reset. Now, we look at things in writing the book and however we can talk reset, and I go through your steps and your principles and all of that. But the reality of everything is, y'all, it starts with God.
Yeah.
It takes God to reset your mind. It takes God to reset your spirit, your physical, your emotional. It takes God, because it comes to a plan of principles that if you do this, then God is going to do that. The reset mindset is work, because it's not easy. Because if dialysis is as hard as it is, that's why your mindset has got to be, okay, I'm hurting, but I gotta go. I'm tired, but I gotta move. And in the book, I have MOVE. That's one thing that's an acronym. MOVE. M is to maximize every opportunity. So with life, you don't take anything for granted or anyone for granted. Any opportunity, everything that you have, you maximize it. Let me say this, even in the bad times. Even when things are bad, you got to learn, how do I see the good in this?
Yeah.
And when you understand, this is why I put this way, when you understand that God will cause all things to work together for your good.
So even in the bad, listen, at some moment, sometime, someplace, may can't see it now, but I'm going to maximize this moment and God's going to get the glory. The O means to overcome every obstacle that comes before you, or everything that you have to face, again, because it's hard. The V is to visualize, means that there's another perception that you got to learn to see. So that V is because the doctors and all these different things telling you that you're not good and your numbers are looking bad and all these different things, but you got to learn to see things from a different way. You got to have another perspective, and I'm going to put it this way, to where you have the faith to know that God can, and I have that faith to know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I had to understand to see in another way, to visualize. It's not what they said.
Yeah.
It's not what's going on, or what the doctor said, or what the bill is, or the circumstances. It's not that. Don't allow that to speak larger or greater than God, because He is the Word.
Yeah.
So if I can have and visualize what God, again, I beloved, I wish, listen, above all things. That means I wish above all things. I mean, that's my number one top priority, is what I wish for your life, is that you be prosperous and in health as your soul prospers in every area of your life. But what we fail to miss is the I wish. Because the I wish is what's the word? It's up to you.
Yeah.
So he's saying, I've done the work. Christ has come. You got the power. You believe me? Got the faith. But listen, faith without works. There it is. That's the I wish part. I really wish, this is how I see it. I really wish you could get it. I really wish you could see this. I really wish you could understand how bad I want to bless you. And if you think about what he told Abraham, he said, I swear by myself, I'm going to bless you. That's how great God desires to do great things in your life. So if you can visualize through that eyes, understand you're unstoppable. But it doesn't stop with the visualization, but also the E is to execute. So if you have a plan and you don't work it, it means nothing.
Right.
It means nothing. So, I mean, I'm just excited. I'm excited. And because I believe that in every area of your life, you can reset. You don't have to be on dialysis. You don't have to be, because it's every area. I went over those 5 areas of your life. If you broke tonight, there's a mindset that you have to change. There are principles that is in the word of the Lord. He said, I'm the one that gives the power to get wealth. So understand, there are principles in order to change your finances, change your health, get rid of toxic friends, to live your life, get your dreams, get your life back. There's life. There's life. There's life.
What is one thing you would say to someone struggling with dialysis? What is one thing that you would say?
I would tell them, number one, don't give up. I would tell them that it gets better, hear this, with work. It's not going to magically get better, because if you're using the needles, they're going to hurt. There are things in your body, there are pains that comes in your body with just being on dialysis. But that mindset is, what do I do? What must I do in order to overcome? In one part of the book, I talk about learning your body in the book, because there are regular pains that you may feel. I'm just going to say dialysis causes back pains. But you have got to understand, is this a back pain dealing with a stretch in my body? I pulled a muscle. Is this right here dealing with my kidney is hurting? Or is this diet? You have got to know your body. You got to know what it is when you take a pill or when you eat something. How does that make you feel? Does it take away my energy? These different things of learning your body, you got to pay attention. It's like the old house. When you hear the crack. When you know your body, everybody else be jumping, so, oh, that's the floor cracking. That's the humming on the refrigerator. But when you hear that sound, that you know that it's not part of that old house, now you get up and you do something. Because if you do not know your body, what happens is you're going to find yourself ignoring real pain, and you'll find yourself in the hospital, and a lot of us, we don't like going to the hospital anyway. So it would be worse than what it would have been if you would have known your body. Yeah, so don't give up. Trust God. Put the work in. If you can walk. And you can't walk 20 minutes, but if you can do 5, do 5. You got to start somewhere. You got to start. Get it and get your life back. Get your life back, because dialysis is not your life.
Well, I would like to thank you for joining, and please like and share our YouTube page. Tune in next week for more coffee and conversation.